He's wounded, he should have stayed in. But I reckon they wound him up. They were having a fucking go. They were doing the same to me. You see? But then, having said that, maybe even Muslims are involved in tipping them over the edge as well because it suits their purposes. You know? Another bloody Jew, in other words. The same as Christians, they don't give a shit about anybody really. If you don't believe in their God, then you're nobody. But that's another good find. That's why I'm saying there's too many pedophiles, people that I can say, well, yeah, there's names here, there's faces here I recognise, there's, some of their culture is recognised by just quite simply what they wear. I wonder what this has got to do with it. It does seem to have strayed on a bit. So I'm not really sure if we're still on the same subject or the same.
These great men basically saved the community from further harm.
But just make sure it's the Jewish communities. I don't think he was interested in harming anybody else. Okay? In fact, they could have taken him alive.
Can you remember what you were thinking when that was?
My father and that was mentioning Jews in Peterhead, and I found out that there are Jews in Peterhead and were Jews in Peterhead when I was a kid. I had absolutely no idea. Because I used to say, well, you like to blame the Jews for everything. And I was talking about priests that abused me in the church when I was a kid. Why don't you just call them Jewish gits, as in, because you, amongst yourselves at least, to save yourself from, some expense. Like Jews, Jesuits, like priests, to say Jesuit priests. In other words, you can kind of twist it a little bit and say Jewish, as in Jesuit, carry it along. Like some of these people with autism like to alter words. I used to do it because I felt, I wasn't being understood properly, and I think it was quite deliberate. So in turn, I would twist the words to give these people a little bit more something meaningful, but at the same time, whilst extracting facts or having them lead me towards factual information. But this guy here is, the one that got shot as he was sitting. Dolby, I think that's another name. Dolby. So I'm just gonna. I don't have enough time for this, but is it that one? He's definitely one. And there's the name Kravitz as well. But Noel Morris is a part of the misinformation and the lies that they told to confuse the issue. Yeah, it is actually. It's evidence that nobody really gives a shit about anything except for where the money is and how and where to get your hands on it. You see, this guy, he's definitely one of them. That's what I think. He's definitely one of them, or his ethnicity is very, or one of the closest to those people. Even this guy here, He reminds me of one of the Stewarts, an alcoholic pedophile and drug addict. That pub, what's it called? You see, I mean, look, Stray Bullet. I don't fucking think so. I think he's had it in for him. How could that be? Look, Stray Bullet. Look. So he's there. If that's how they stood, that's not a stray bullet. That's not a stray bullet. No fucking way. Because that gun would be pointing there. You don't get a stray bullet that far off the mark. And this is yet another thing from when I was a kid, Noel Morris. Because Noel Morris is definitely one of the beasts, one of the significant pedophiles. Most definitely. And vivisections, like legal medical research. Snake venom.